Hey, thanks for checking out my truck. I'm going to post a drive home video and try to talk about some of the things that, as I'm driving, the truck does have Apple CarPlay connectivity through a Kenwood touchscreen. You know, you're typical, you can pick your music, you can read your messages, you have maps, and you can also just go back to a standard radio if you just want to listen to the radio as well. If you do not have an iPhone, if you have an Android, the plug is easy to change out. It is easily accessible in the glove box. As we're driving too, I'll try to mention a couple of things. Let's turn that down so I don't get copyrighted. There are 4 additional buttons here. You might notice them in some of the pictures. We'll go over these real quick. The truck has a JL audio stealth box as well as a JL audio amp. Completely hidden. If you were to look in here, you'd not see anything at all. If you do not want the subwoofer on, you leave this button turned off. Now the subwoofer is on and it is indicated by a blue light. The truck also has air horns from horn blasters, sorry, and they again do not have to be on all the time. So you've got an onboard compressor in the bed. If that is on, indicated by blue, the compressors will turn on. Typically I leave this turned off because I don't want to strain the battery on a startup, but the tank holds air, nothing leaks, so generally it's not going to need to refill unless you use the horn. So amp is on, the compressor is on. It's not running right now, so you're not going to hear it. If you wanted to use the horn, I have it set up in kind of a safe way. This top button makes the horn able to be used, and then this horn is a momentary switch. If I were to press that right now, the horn would blow. It is no change on your factory horn. This is always going to work, the factory, regular truck horn. The only way to make the air horn go would be to hit this top button only if this is active. So if you hit this by accident, changing radio station, something, nothing's going to happen, but you can arm it and then beep the horn if you wanted to. Alright, we're going to start with a drive home. Don't live far from here, but I wanted to get a longer video. The other video I posted was just basically me going around the block, and this is going to be a full ride home video. Everything about the truck mechanically is pretty sound. It is fully stock in terms of intake and exhaust. There's been no changes done there. The exhaust is factory from when the truck was built. Intake's been maintained and cleaned. One thing people talk about on the 5.4 Ford engines is that the spark plugs get seized. From what I understand, it was kind of a bad design with the factory plug. So when I bought this truck, it had 18,000 miles, and I immediately had the spark plugs taken out and new ones put in, just due to the fact that I wanted the updated spark plugs put in it so that they do not come apart in 2 pieces. And then actually I've had them replaced yet again because the truck was feeling a little sluggish, and it turns out one of the new spark plugs, the diode or whatever you call the electrical thing on top, was broken off. So I don't know if that was just when it was put in, but I knew something didn't feel right. I've always treated this truck 100%, and we had the spark plugs replaced the second time, as well as all the coil packs. I call that one of the big services, and that receipt is uploaded as a document. Also, my second big service, as I call it, was the front end. I wanted to have the front end checked out. I did notice a slight noise coming from the left front. I thought it was just going to be a wheel bearing. I deal with a shop called Glenwood's. They are very thorough, and they did notice there was a little bit of play in the front end. As I said, I treat this truck 100%, so we had the upper and lower ball joints as well as the wheel bearings done at the front end and an alignment done. Full disclosure, I will say that I feel like the steering wheel is a slight turn to the left. I don't even know if it's going to show up on the video, but maybe 3 to 5 degrees left to go straight. That has, that's a change that's been done since the front end has been done. Might be something that can be adjusted, but really hasn't bothered me, and it's only if you're trying to go, dead straight, you might notice it. When I bought the truck, it had stock stock tires from 2006, and I did have all 4 tires replaced just to get them safe and up to date. In the meantime, since I've had those tires changed, I did have one tire, got a broken band in it, the right rear, and I had it replaced with the same tire. So all 4 wheels are matching. The right rear is a slightly newer. I don't know if the inspection report indicated that the tread depth was any different on that one, but they are all 4 matching tires. Regular oil changes, regular tire rotations, everything the truck needed along the way, I've taken care of. I have every service record from day one, every manual, window sticker, build sheet. This truck was built by my grandpa. He wanted a truck to tow, so this does have the towing package. He pulled a camper with it one time, and he was a little bit older. I don't think he liked the size of the truck and never really used it. I bought it, as I said, with 18,000 miles just a few years ago, and I'm up to 51,000 now. But he basically garage kept it and used it literally to take his trash down. There was a wooden box in the back of the truck that he would put his trash in and take it to the dump, because he lived in Delaware and they didn't have trash pickup. A couple other things that I've done to it since I've had it. We've already talked about the head unit, the amp, the sub, and the air horns. I've had the front windows tinted to match the side windows of the extended cab. So the extended cab windows are factory. The side windows were done to match. The windshield is done to 50% just to cut down on heat. It's a UV film, and it does stay pretty cool in here, but obviously, it gets hot, but you don't get the sun glaring through. It's not hot coming through the window. Hasn't affected anything with the Easy Pass, but definitely for legal reasons, check with your state to make sure that that's legal to have in your area. It's not legal everywhere to have your front windshield tinted. The cap came with the truck. When I bought it for my grandpa, he happened to find one that was color matched already, and he traded somebody the soft bed cover for the cap. And the cap works well in cold weather. If it's really cold, the shocks don't hold it up, so if that's something that bothers you, you can replace those shocks. But I have a load locker, which is not its intended use, but I always just kind of prop the back window up just for safety, so it doesn't come down and smack you in the head. And the tailgate has a slow release shock on it, so when you pop the tailgate latch, it goes down slowly. It doesn't come crashing down. One window, it's even hard to notice in the pictures, but one window in the cap did break when I was sliding it shut. Apparently cap windows are very sensitive, and if there's a rock or anything in the track, it could cause it to break. So one of the windows when I was sliding it shut did break. They're hard to get, but I have access to a laser cutter and some plexiglass, so I retinted. I laser cut a piece of plexiglass, matched it to the shape, and tinted it to match, and it's almost undetectable. But I do want to disclose that because I don't want any surprises for anybody. It is the right furthest most rear window, and you can check it out in the pictures. You can hardly tell unless now that you know, you might be able to see it. Paint wise, the truck is great. Have it detailed, have it cleaned. It is pretty nice. Couple, you know, it's a 2006. There's a couple scratches here and there, but nothing major. I am going to include a can of auto refinishing touch-up paint that is an aerosol can. I bought it. I was going to sand and repaint the door moldings. That's the only thing on the truck that doesn't look great. You know, from what I understand at factory, they just base coat those without a clear coat, so they're typically a matte finish. So they fade out pretty quick, and you'll see it in the pictures. I did take a couple pictures of the moldings. They're just a little bit faded or brown at the top, you know, the UV side that's catching all the sun. So there will be a aerosol spray and base coat clear coat that was made to match it. It has not yet come in. As you just heard, I was backing into the driveway. This truck had the option added. In 2006, it was an option for the backup sensors. So this has sensors in the back bumper, you know, pretty standard on a modern car, but it is, you know, for an 06, it was an option. It has climate control, cold air, hot heat, you know, the good stuff. Also factory, because it had the towing package. Turn that off so it doesn't mess up the audio. Because it had the towing package, it does have a trailer brake. It has a 7-pin and a 4-pin at the back, so it's ready for basically any trailer hookup. Down here, well, I guess you can't really see it, but at the bottom of the glove box, let me try to get this in there. There is the plug for the radio interface. There's also the manual for the radio. But if you need to switch to a new iPhone cord, you know, I know they changed recently. All you do is you pop that out, and you can tape your new one to it and pull it right down through. I have it coming out down here. I have a 10-foot cord, so if somebody's in the back seat and they want to control the radio, and typically when I'm not using it, I use this little bag holder here to coil it up, keep it out of the way. Yeah, your standard cup holders, extra storage down here. There is footwell lighting if you wanted to use it. You could plug it in. I used to drive to work at night, and I preferred to see my feet, or if I needed to get something off the floor, so this can plug in right here, and they turn on. Completely hidden. Everything I've done in this truck was thoughtful and installed in a way that it's there if you want it, and it is not there if you don't want it. Other than that, it's a good truck. I am selling it to buy a new vehicle. My commute has changed, and getting something a little bit better on gas mileage. I do not need to tow anything. I've personally not towed anything with it since I've had it. And as far as I know, it's only had a trailer on it the one time. And then my grandpa decided it wasn't the truck for him. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer any and all questions, take any additional photos, or any other drives. Thanks.